Hello and welcome, my groovy friends. I hope you're having an amazing day, and if you're new here, my name is Ziggy, and this is a brand new channel dedicated to cozy content that so far has mostly consisted of Disney Dreamlight Valley, but Animal Crossing New Horizons is my heart and my soul. I've been playing Animal Crossing since about 2001, 2002, whenever the GameCube version came out, which dates me, I know. I'm sorry, I'm old. If you also played the GameCube version, let me know in the comments, but this game means so much to me, and I hope to put out more content and also a lot of my Happy Homes builds that I've been filming along the way. That being said, I am so excited about today's video because we are actually touring my island, which is super weird for me. And not that I don't love touring other people's islands, but I worked very hard on this island, to be honest. I've been working on it for almost a year now. And a couple of fun facts about this island and about this tour is that when I started working on this island was right around the time that I found out that I was pregnant with my son, who was born a couple of months ago. And in honor of him, I decided to make my dream address date for his birthday. So this day that we are filming in game is my son's birthday in the exact year and everything like that. It happened to be a nice day. I have a campsite villager. It's a meteor shower later on if you end up staying that late, if you decide to tour. So that being said, thank you so much for being here and for joining me, and let's get into the tour. I am actually dreaming of this island from my husband's Switch, so if you see another version of me walking around, that is why. I am in the DA, same as you would be if you decide to tour my island as well. So that being said, this is my entrance. When I first made it, and it was the very first thing that I made on this island, I always start with my entrances first. My husband was like, I don't know, it looks like pretty chaotic. And I was like, oh, do you not like that? Or do you just not like me? Sorry, I don't treat you like a goddess. This is a build, even though it's like a very small build, it was inspired by a creator called Spellbound Crossing in their island called Moonstone. Her name is Lauren. And if you watch Katie Cozy Way, formerly Calico, you probably have seen that video. And a lot of my island is inspired by that video, including a lot of my codes. So shout out to Spellbound Crossing for inspiring much of my video, or my island, I mean. So if we go down to the right-hand side, which I'm choosing to go this way just due to the fact that this is the order I built the island in. Got a little pumpkin patch here. This is Audie's part of the beach, which I actually made this Audie's area before I had Audie on my island because I knew I wanted her, and I knew I wanted her to have a beach house. So then if we go around this way, just for a quick second, this is my space filler beach. I've got a little dollhouse area with some maples. There's Audie. Hi, Audie. Have an Alice in Wonderland kind of style picnic area with a big old moon behind it. And then we'll go back through this way. This is Sheena's area, which is another one of the very first things that I built on the island. Also, I did decorate the insides of the villagers' homes, but I'm going to be touring those in another video so that I can get all 10 of them in, not just the ones who are home at the time. If you do decide to tour the DA, feel free to go and check them out, but obviously you will not be able to see all of them. Going up this way, we've got Beau's house. Beau has like a little pumpkin patch too. Orange pumpkins, of course. Got a monarch butterfly, just a bunch of orange and kind of fall vibes for Beau. And then that takes us back to that beach entrance there, across the bridge. And I call this the roundabout because it kind of reminds me of a roundabout. It splits off into 5 different directions if you include the entrance to Sheena's area. So up this way is my resident house. This is the third island where I've done this like mush lamp runway pretty much leading to my residence house because I've just always really liked that. And it looks really cool at night. And then I've got a tarot area here, which this was also inspired by Moonstone by Spellbound Crossing, aka Lauren. I love tarot in real life, so I felt like that was a must. Also, my residence home is not decorated on the inside. The villager homes are, but my residence house is not done at all. Because I just wanted to be done with this island, and that is a lot of work, finishing an entire house. Oh my god, that is so trippy. There's me. I do not like that. That feels like doppelganger inception right there. This, you can hop across and it brings you to what I call Gyroid Beach. Because either direction, if you go down or up, We've just got like a little gyroid collection, which honestly started as I was just placing them to count toward my furniture count when I was getting my 3-star island at the beginning. And then I was like, you know what, I could make kind of a build out of this, and it's also a pretty good space filler, I would say. Oh, I'm getting so tripped out by seeing myself there. I don't like that at all. I'm just straight up going to ignore her. Also, sorry if you can hear my dog moving around in the background right now. I always have background noise. I don't know how to make good filters for my mic. I'm not good with things like that, or sound gates or whatever it's called. So unfortunately, you just get to hear all of the noises in my house. This is Biscuit's house. Originally, I had Benjamin here, but I decided I wanted Best Boy Biscuit instead of Benjamin, as much as I love him. So it's got kind of remnants of Benjamin's house, but I tried to make it more like Biscuit's area. Up here we've got Eric's house, who is also home right now, but again, I'm not going into the villagers' houses. And I just gave him kind of like a woodsy, like carpenter vibe to his house. And going down this way, this is a fork in the road, which we'll get back to this area, but we're going to come from a different direction. And this is the pathway to Fauna's house, and what I call Fauna's farm, which is the only like full farm on the island, I would say. It has everything except for the different colored pumpkins and sugarcane, which is down there, as you can see. Hi, Fauna. And then I also gave her this little picnic area right here, which you can kind of overlook where Sky's house is. And that's where we will be going next, is down to Sky's house. Excuse me. Gave her this little seating area. Sky is very like bubbly and bright to me, so I wanted her home to kind of feel like that too. She has a sugarcane farm because she's very sweet. And then just like these peacock chairs and whatever those are called, I forget, like brown sugar cupcakes or something. And then this is my first time making a rock garden. It was extremely frustrating and I did not know how, and it was honestly just like, it drove me insane. So I'm pretty proud of that, honestly, aside from the fact that I hate looking at it because it reminds me of how difficult it was. And then this is my not so secret beach. On every like upper entrance to the beach, I left a wetsuit just in case people got lost, but it's not necessary to get around the island in case you do tour, just so you know. And then going this way is Diana's area. First, we're gonna go behind her house actually, because there's just like a little cafe-esque seating area back here. And then we have like her swamp cave witch area. Diana's also home, not going inside all the villager homes like I said, but all the villagers are decorated. And then Diana's actually, I think, got the biggest area out of everyone in the game, because I gave her this whole like moon, like lake, so to speak, pond, and like this glowing moss pond. Yeah, I think Diana has the biggest area. She was like the third build that I did. This whole side of the island I did very first out of everything. Oh, and then I guess I'm kind of skipping. If you go down this way, this is just like my fisherman's wharf or whatever. Also a space filler and kind of an excuse to put like a functional working area in the island. I know it doesn't fit like the FAIRYCORE vibe, but that's why it's hidden up in this kind of difficult to get to beach. There are warp pipes around the island, and I'm going to make a map by the time that I release this DA that has all the warp pipes on it, but there's one right here. And we're going to see where it brings us, and we're going to continue the tour from there. Oh, perfect. This is exactly actually where I wanted to be. So there's another warp pipe there. This is the roundabout, just for context, and we're going to go back this way, which brings us to resident services. Which, like I said, I am actually dreaming of my own island right now, hence the bed there. I just made kind of this build surrounding resident services because I like it to feel really enclosed, and I also like not seeing it unless I have to. So then we are at this split in the road that came from the airport area. Going back this way, there's a fork. You can go up or straight. We're gonna go up because it's kind of a loop back area. We've got Able Sisters up here, where I included a Sailor Mars and a Chibi Usa outfit just because I thought it was kind of fitting with the whole Mars theme. My island is not called Mars because of Sailor Mars, even though she is the flag. It's called Mars because of David Bowie. My name is Ziggy, and if you get that, then awesome. If you don't get that, don't worry, I'm old. I don't expect you to get it. Nook shop, very vibrant and colorful Nook shop. And then this trail back here leads you to the museum. which we're gonna go take a look at, but we're going to have to loop back from it. There's a little moon seating area over here with some more like filler dollhouse, kind of sunken waterfall situation. My husband is watching my baby in the other room, so I don't know how much of it's coming through, but I'm sorry if you can hear my baby being fussy. This is the museum entrance. We go up here, there's like a little cafe and just like a couple of plants and whatnot. I wanted the museum to also feel very hidden because I do not like the way that it looks, unless some people make the museum look really good. I just don't know how. So I kind of hid it entirely and just made this like land bridge and like weird strip of land to cover it up. And it's also where I keep most of my lily of the valleys because that's where they started to grow. So I just kind of accumulated them there. And then going back down the ramp and around this way, starting on the left side of the island, we've got this little bridge that takes us down to, I haven't named this beach. I will by the time that I make the map, but I don't know what to call it. Like cozy campsite, or like my original idea was Camp Cuddle, but then I was like, wait, that's a Fortnite thing. I don't know if I want to name it after Fortnite. But you can kind of see why I would call it Camp Cuddle, because it's a very cuddly campsite. Very cozy, cute. This is kind of supposed to be like a drive-in theater, but like not, because obviously people are sitting too. Got a little beehive area. A lot of yellow going on here. This part I call Sunflower Strip. I did not mean for it to turn out the way that it did, and then it was just a lot of sunflowers, so that's why it's called that. We're gonna loop back around to that area because it does connect to where we're going. This is my flamingo beach. This is probably the most like out of theme part of my island aside from like the fisherman's wharf, because it is just kind of a straight up like regular build aside from the clutter and the butterfly and all that, but it's more of my standard builds, I guess, that you would see on a not themed island. You can take this little pathway over here that leads you to the campsite, which you can also get to through this path, just for context. Shout out to whoever on Reddit gave me this campsite sign because I actually never played Pocket Camp, which I think is the game that you have to play. A little fun fact is that the villager in the campsite is 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, which I think is cute because a lot of my villagers are deer. So I thought that 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘 was like the perfect campsite villager. Got a little picnic area here. Biscuit, best boy, hi Biscuit. And then this is my mermaid lagoon up here. So we've got kind of like a piratey area that was supposed to be, I play a lot of Sea of Thieves, or at least I used to, so that's kind of what that's inspired by. We've just got a lot of flowers and things over here. Another glowing moss pond, little tent. And then, yeah, this is getting into the mermaid part, which I've never done a mermaid build. I've never even had the mermaid items until this particular island, so I was really excited to make something from it, even though I know it's not like a unique theme by any means. But yeah, got some mermaid dresses, mermaid furniture, the shell lamps and all of that. And then up here, you can kind of see it, but I didn't do a very good job of making it a view. There's like the shell arch and another moon and nova lights. Hi, Sky. And then this is another, like, not land bridge per se, but like strip of land to walk along. And then up here is Ione's house, or however you say that. I say Ione, who is also home right now. I recommend checking out the villager houses if you do decide to tour, but we're not getting into it right now. We've got a moon and a nova lamp. My dog just gave such a big sigh. I think it's so like sad but funny when dogs sigh. Like, they have such personalities. Over here is just like a little, oh, I guess I can't get in that way. A little seating area, kind of a picnic-y vibe. It reminded me of like a picnic I would have set up as a kid, like with my stuffed animals and stuff. We have some mushrooms. This area is probably the most like out of place, but it's another space filler that like, it feel weird because it's like pastels and like pinks and blues over here, and then just all of a sudden this like earthy colored vine area, but it's fine. That was one of the last things I worked on the island, so I was just kind of trying to finish it, honestly. So this brings us back down to what is Whitney's area, which originally was Bunny, but I needed Bunny to move out because in order to get audio on the island, I needed my last villager to move out, and it was like a whole thing. So unfortunately, Bunny does not live here anymore, even though she very much fits the theme in my opinion. This is a cute view that I didn't really mean to do, but it happened anyway. It's a little bit hard to see, but still cute. Peaceful little area to sit. And then we've got Whitney's house right here. And Whitney just has kind of like a little garden set up. Kind of elegant area for her. And then if you want to, you can actually take this ladder up to Nook's, which cuts through a good deal of the sunflower strip or whatever. And that is pretty much it. It would take a lot longer if I was to be going through every one of the villager houses, but that is going to be its own video, so look out for that in the near future. And like I said, by the time that I actually release this, I will hopefully have a map and everything will be named and all set up and good to go. So that concludes my tour of Mars. This was a very special video to me because I've been working on this island for so long. I worked on it throughout my entire pregnancy and I finished it right around the time that my son was born. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the DA is actually set to my son's birthday and it ended up being like the perfect day, so that was really cute and fun. If you do decide to tour, let me know. Please tag me in any photos or anything like that. And thank you so much if you made it this far. I really appreciate you for joining me. Look out for a video in the future of all of my villagers' homes, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Have a groovy day, my friends.